Pokémon Red and Blue are games that I have never played before, because, I don't know, just never did. But I've been having fun playing Scarlet and Violet, which I know is 2 strikes already. Either way, it sent me on a bit of a Pokemon kick lately. And hey, maybe there's something I've been missing out on this whole time. So join me, a reliable narrator, as I play through Pokemon Blue for the first time. Now, if you've ever even touched a Pokemon game, you might be familiar with how it starts up. A professor tells you how great the virtual world is, you name your character, and in this game you get to name your rival. I can't believe they took away this feature. And today is the day you get your very first Pokemon. You get a choice between a grass, fire, or water type. And you're familiar with this formula because they repeated it 32 more times so far. Cool, now that we have our little guy, we can get stopped by Butfar and forced into a battle, because the word no means nothing in the Pokemon universe. Gentlemen, and demographic that isn't going to watch this video, welcome to the first Pokemon battle ever. In this turn-based role-playing game, you perform the task of a 9-to-5 cubicle worker, pressing the same buttons over and over again, watching as your life slowly passes you by, left only to hope that the other person gives up their right to living before you do. The only difference is that I think this is actually kind of fun. Anyway, Butfar sucks and loses to our mighty Squirtle, so we can finally make our way out of Pallet Town. This is gonna take a while. The next town over is Viridian City. Home to the local booze cruiser, and a market that's holding Professor Oak's package. We pick it up for him and have to go back to Pallet Town. I've been playing for 10 minutes, and I am already backtracking. After returning Oak's package, he gives me and this loser the task to venture out, explore the world, and complete the entire Pokédex, which is what I will not be doing because that takes way too long. Instead, all I want to do is wipe the floor with Butfar's face and become the champion of the region. You know, like all the other games. In order to do that, I have to make my way further north of Viridian City. Once Oak gives us the Pokédex, the drunk man will move out of the way and give us access to Viridian Forest. The forest is a bit of a maze, but that's nothing that a separate window of Chrome can't fix, right? The only other real thing of note in the forest is, oh my god, Fat Pikachu. I love this guy. Beyond the forest lies Pewter City. Pewter City holds the first gym, with gym leader Brock inside. His team is made up of a couple of powerhouses, such as Rock with Arms and Rock Snake. He's cool. Thankfully though, his team is more adverse to water intake than a Silver 2 League of Legends player trying to go pro. And by that, I mean I used Water Gun like 3 times. After claiming the first badge of the adventure, we trek onward towards Mount Moon. Mount Moon? More like Mount Ass. Because this place is ass. Random encounters every 3 steps, full of trainer battles, and takes forever to get through. Thankfully, my very real Game Boy has the fun button that makes things go faster than normal. And it makes this game actually bearable to play. Jump cut to the end of this abomination, and we find a nerd trying to hoard all the collectibles for some reason. So we kick his Mount Moon, and then he pulls a maximum 9720 and says we should split the fossils between the 2 of us. Let me think about that. No. Oh, there were also some gang members with some particular tastes in Mount Ass, but I don't know, they probably won't matter later. After we flee the scene of the crime, we make it to Cerulean City. We fight the gym leader Misty, who uses a Staryu and 2 Staryu duct taped together. They don't stand a chance against Fat Pikachu and his Thunder Smash, though, so we easily rob this child of the Cascade badge. The route to Saffron City is blocked by a police officer, and for undisclosed reasons, I will not be approaching him. Butfar returns. Zip zap boobity bap, goodbye. Heading north out of Cerulean, oh god, it's a gauntlet of trainer battles. How fun. By the way, did I mention I have speed up? At the end of my worst nightmare, we find my second worst nightmare, a furry. He gives us the SS ticket, which by the laws of the Pokemon universe means that this cop has moved 2 tiles to the right. Saffron City is closed right now because this man is thirsting, so we have to go to Vermilion City instead. Here we can pick up the bike voucher, because why wouldn't we backtrack to the place we just left from? And more importantly, we can use our ticket to board the SS Anne. We only need one thing here from the captain up top. No. Go away. Upstairs, we can comfort an old man. What? The next gym leader is the cold-blooded American Lieutenant Surge, who only uses the bomb Pokemon because they didn't make one holding a gun. Yet, my Fat Pikachu outclasses his any day of the week, though. Liar! The next step of our journey is getting lost for an hour. Haha, rock tunnel? More like, God, this dungeon sucks. Hey, here's a fun game mechanic for you. Nevertheless, we fumble through the tunnel and make it to Lavender Town. In the very scary tower, we can't do anything yet because of the Pokemon Ghost, which is not a ghost Pokemon because this is a ghost Pokemon, but this is just a Pokemon Ghost. Except right now it's just a ghost because we don't know it's actually a Pokemon yet. So let's just go to Celadon City now. What's that? Oh, sorry. I just got distracted playing the best part of this game. The next gym leader, Erica, is in Cerulean City. Nothing really interesting about her except that she uses a Vileplume, which has the funniest sprite I have seen in this whole game. And I think the only funnier thing might be the original Vileplume sprite, who looks like they are about to beat the shit out of you. Returning to the casino, we actually find that it's owned by those kinky gang members we ran into at Mount Ass, and the basement is used as their hideout, which, yeah, that checks out. After battling so many grunts, we reach the lowest level of the basement. Down here, we find the bad boss of the Team Rocket degenerates, Giovanni. You can tell he's the boss because he has no neck. And you can tell he's bad because I beat him in 3 moves. For our inconvenience, we get the Silph Scope. And with said scope, we can head back to the Pokemon Tower, encounter the ghost, and find out, yep, it's a Pokemon. And it's dead. Whoa, look, it's finally Saffron City. In Saffron City, we can battle through the Fighting Dojo, where at the end we can pick up a Fighting-type Pokemon. We got Mike Tyson and Foot Fetish. Cool. Doesn't really matter who you pick though, because both of them will get their Mount Moons handed to them at the gym here. But before we can even take on the gym here, we have to say hello to the good people at Silphco, because the Rocket Degenerates have taken them hostage or something. I'm not sure what their plan here actually is, but I guess we'll just have to find out after I get lost in teleporters for 2 hours. Yay. Eventually, we find Giovanni again, where he casually approaches a child. As you would expect from a boss you fight multiple times, his weakness is still clear and exploitable. That weakness being an over-leveled cadaver. So we beat Giovanni, he leaves, and we never learn why they were here in the first place. Awesome. With that debacle cleared up, we now get access to Saffron Gym and challenge Sabrina. Oh, my bad, I misspoke. I meant get Raffle stomped 7 times in a row. See, Sabrina's gimmick is having an Alakazam, and Alakazam's gimmick is being absolutely, undeniably broken. Unrivaled special attacks, unbreakable defenses, and moves faster than you can say, oh god, he's coming. All of that on top of the fact that it has Recover. So, when Sabrina finally decides to take mercy on you and let you win, you can collect your badge and hold back the tears as you run to Cycling Road and down towards Fuchsia City. The only problem is that your mama is blocking the way. That's alright though, just gotta use that Pokeflute I totally got in Lavender Town when we killed that ghost, and not when I backtracked to get it because I forgot to pick it up the first time. Again, not what happened. Fuchsia City! Home to the Poison-type gym, which has a very fun puzzle. And since Poison is weak to Psychic, I'll let you guess how this battle turned out. Now that we can use Surf, it's time to head down the very meticulously designed Route 19 and into the Seafoam Islands. Inside the islands, we're given the chance to run into the legendary bird Articuno. Now, I don't normally use legendaries in a Pokemon campaign. They just tend to be a little too strong for what the game is designed for, I guess. And they kind of just turn everything into a breeze once you get them. So with that said, say hello to Swiss the Articuno. He is replacing Naruto the Vulpix.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
After traveling across another beautifully made route, we land on Cinnabar Island, home to the Pokemon Mansion and the Fire-type gym. The gym is locked for whatever dumb linear plot reason, so into the mansion it is. Inside the mansion, we read about Pokemon giving birth, grab the key to the gym at the end, and leave. Now we can enter the gym and fight the penultimate gym leader, Walter White.
You stupid bitch.
Water beats fire, badge 7 get, and we're out of here. Alright, we're almost done. Just gotta nab Zapdos at the power plant and cruise on back to Viridian City to get that last badge. No. With all 8 badges in hand, the only thing between us and the Elite Four is Victory Road. Ha! Victory Road, more like... The important part is that inside is the last legendary bird, Moltres. At the end of Victory Road is the Indigo Plateau and the entrance to the Elite Four. The first member of the Elite Four is Lorelei, an Ice-type specialist whose team is actually mostly Ice and Water types, so Zapdos kind of goes brazy here. Alright, well we'll just call that one a warm-up. The next member is Bruno, the Fighting-type specialist who only actually has 3 Fighting types and 2 Onix. Why? There are literally 5 Fighting types in this game, why doesn't he just use all of them? Well, whatever. We beat him easily enough anyway, and we can move on to Agatha. The Ghost type, okay seriously, they aren't even hiding it. These are straight up all Poison types. I get it. There's only one Ghost type line in Gen 1, and that's what makes them feel unique and special. Sure, I understand that, but then why would you make a Ghost type trainer if there isn't enough diversity in the Pokemon to support it? Okay, you know what? I'm over it. I don't care. This game is easy, and it doesn't really matter what Pokemon they have. So I'm just gonna go on through and... Oh. Hey, Buttfar, I kind of forgot about you. After you got thrown off the SSN, I figured you were just gone? Oh, not too happy about that, huh? Gentlemen and demographic that if they were watching at the start are definitely not still watching now from the first time I made this joke. Welcome to the last Pokemon battle of this video. Backed by the only decent song in this game, we have to face off against one of the most ruthless teams offered in Gen 1, consisting of monsters such as Route 1 Bird, not a dragon type, the wrong choice,
What the dog doing?
that guy, and actually difficult unbalanced living nightmare he has recovered. In truth, I will say this is actually one of the hardest fights in the whole series, because his team isn't limited to one Pokemon type, and Gen 1 Alakazam is broken. It's no secret that people who think these games are better than all the later ones in the series have some pretty thick nostalgia goggles on. There are tons of structural problems with the original games that got fixed over the course of the series, but even so, I think it's pretty easy to see how these games sucked in so many kids in the 90s. There's just so much to do, and you really can sink a ton of hours in collecting all of the Pokemon and exploring every bit of the region. In the end, we do have to thank Red and Blue for ultimately setting the foundation of a series that holds so many people's favorite games of all time, and some of the best games I would say I've ever played. And if you ask me, would I ever replay Red and Blue? I would have to admit,